Hello, my name is Sarisha and welcome to Bridge Afterschool YouTube. I'm here to teach you something. So, what is Bridge Afterschool? Bridge Afterschool is, you guessed it, an after-school program where we provide fun, safe after-school programming for students in middle school. So we do things like we play pool, we do ping pong, we offer homework help, we have snack time, snack shack, we do movies, arts and crafts, we go outside, just a whole range of stuff when we're in sight. So obviously, right now, we're not able to be on site, and that's why we're creating this YouTube. We've decided that we want to stay connected to the students that we've had, our old students, our graduated students, and then upcoming students or students that are still in middle school and miss us, because we miss you very, very dearly. We want this YouTube to be an opportunity to stay connected, and with that, I am going to be teaching you something every week. It might be a craft, it might be how do you make something in the microwave. I'm going to be giving you some fun facts about myself. I'm going to be telling you things that I really miss about Bridge, so we can just stay connected and you can see my face every single week. Before we start anything, I am going to be doing a word of the day. Now, this is something that we did every single day at Bridge. It's something that I actually kind of miss because I'm learning how to use new words in different ways. I'm kind of get used to using the same words. And so I will give you the definition. I'll give you an example of how to use it in a sentence, and you can keep track of it. You can pause the video, write things down, but it's just something that you can use in your everyday vocabulary. The word of the day today is temporary. Temporary is lasting for only a specific period of time, something that's not permanent. It's an adjective. And so you can use it in a sentence by saying that it's only temporary that school is going to be virtual. It's only a temporary thing that Bridge is no longer on site. Or something like a temporary tattoo, you can think about that as something that doesn't last forever. So that's the word of the day. And before we get into the craft, some days I'll give you a little fun fact about me. Some days I'll give you something that I really miss about Bridge. And today I'm just gonna say that I miss our movie Fridays at Bridge. And so sometimes on Fridays we would do movies, we would have popcorn. Fridays are more of a chill day. We don't have homework time. That is something that I definitely miss about Bridge. All right, let's get into making our homemade lava lamps. All right, let's get into making something. So today we are gonna make homemade lava lamps. So what do you need? You need some water. You can use like a container. I'm using this fancy glass because I think it'll just look cool. You need some food coloring. I got this from Safeway, but at the right time, if you time it right, you can get food coloring from the dollar store. Same with Alka-Seltzer. So the dollar store has Alka-Seltzer and then oil that I did get at the dollar store. That was kind of open and I don't want it to spill. So it's pretty simple. You're just gonna put some water into a glass. And then you're gonna dump some oil on top. And you can also like use this bottle if you finish it to put it in, take the thing off of it. And you see how put the oil in, it already kind of makes some bubbles. So you see how the oil and the water separated, and there's actually some bubbles inside there from when I poured it in. Now you're gonna wanna pick your color. I have these fun, I have orange, green, pink, and purple. I think I'm gonna use purple, just hopefully that you guys can see it. And I'm just gonna put a bunch of dye into the water. I think that's good enough. You can actually see there's bubbles of the dye. And now I'm gonna take the Alka-Seltzer tab and I'm gonna drop it in the glass. You can see as it slowly dissolves, it's gonna make bubbles. Well, that one is bubbling. I'm gonna make another one, just slightly less water, more oil. You can see the oil already kind of bubbles. I'm gonna do a lighter color. Just have fun, just play around with the reaction. You can also do this with baking soda and vinegar if you don't have Alka-Seltzer. I'm gonna start with just half of a tab. Drop it in and see what happens. And it's a homemade lava lamp. A little bit more into this one, see what happens. You can just kind of play with the variations in oil to water mixture and how much dye you end up putting in. Because we put more water in this one, it's foaming more than this one has more oil. And the bigger the tab of Alka-Seltzer, the more foaming I think happens. This is just a fun little experiment that you can do. I'm gonna let these sit for a couple of hours. I'm just gonna put them on the side of my room and I'll insert video footage of what they look like when they've just kind of been sitting for a couple hours. You might be able to, add another tablet and have it go again, see how things separate, how the food coloring settles, the water and the oil will definitely separate. Basically what is happening is Alka-Seltzer is citric acid, antacid, sodium bicarbonate, and so it's things that fuzz. It's like when you make a bath bomb or you put a bath bomb into the water, the citric acid is what foams and fuzzes. And so when you put that into the water and you have oil on top, the water fuzzes and then the oil makes the blobs because the fuzzing and the gas then creates a bubble inside of the oil. And when you have the color, you get to really see that in a super cool way. You can also try this with salt. If you add salt, the salt will sink down and kind of take the oil with it. So it'll kind of be the opposite effect. Or baking soda, which also foams, and vinegar, when you put those things together, those foam. So you can try different variations of this just to have fun, to do a cool science experiment. Again, see what the difference is. This one has a lot more water in it. This one has less water. This one has more food coloring. This one has less. And so you can kind of play around and just see what happens. This is what the glasses look like after sitting overnight. You can see that the food coloring went into the water in most cases. It's just been sitting, and the oil and the water completely separated. So let's break open another tab and add a little bit and see what happens. So if you keep this in a container, you will be able to reuse it. And again, the more oil you have, the more bubbles you'll be able to see. Whew. Thank you so much for joining me for our first ever bridge video. I will mention that some of these videos are filmed before I made this one, so my hair might change color. Just heads up about that. Also, I just want to give a really quick shout out to all of our 8th graders. I know we weren't able to see you at your physical graduation, but we were able to see you at the drive-by. We loved seeing you there. I know that we'll see you in the future and you're doing amazing things in high school. But until next time, wash your hands, clean up after yourself, and take a sip of water. Bye.